action. Yes! I have finally finished The Great Gatsby. Now, it's time to work on this worksheet. All right. Let's just skip number 1 for now. All right, number 2. All right, but lucky number 3. Number 4? Where did the bulldoggy? All right. Why? 5? Why? Maybe 6? 26B. Oh darn it! I'm never gonna be able to finish this worksheet. The only theme I picked up from that book is that it's really long. Where am I? Who the heck are you?
You're in a land where stories come to life right before your eyes. I'm the narrator, and I've come to teach about theme and other literary techniques. In fact, your first lesson is waiting for you right over there.
Is he okay? He looks a little off.
Oh, why, he's perfectly fine. Why don't you go over and talk to him?
All right. Hello there, mister. Why, hello there. Would you like a cookie? Yeah, actually, thanks. Well, too bad. I didn't like that guy. At first he seemed nice, but then he turned into a big meanie.
Well, characters that you root for are often called sympathetic characters. That guy was a sympathetic character until he slapped your hand. But then, however, he became an unsympathetic character. These are characters that you despise in a story. Because of this change, this character can also be classified as a dynamic character. Dynamic characters change throughout the story. Abigail Williams in Hawthorne's The Crucible is like that crazy guy. She seems really nice at first, but then, as the story progresses, you begin to see how mean and manipulative she really is.
Well, wouldn't all these traits make a character complex too?
Not quite. A complex character is one who has many different traits to them. Just because the old man appeared nice at first, it doesn't mean he's a kind person with a mean streak. It just means that you didn't see that side of his character until later in the story.
He's a smart, I tell you. I saw him looking all shifty and such. He's probably trying to find the secret ingredient to my famous sauce. I say we lock him up.
Yeah, we can't have spies running around here.
You got that right?
Yeah!
This is ridiculous. I'm not a spy. That man is crazy, and why is everyone agreeing with him?
You see, sometimes groups of people become paranoid and do irrational things. Hawthorne demonstrated this in The Crucible when Abigail convinced the whole town that she and some other girls had been afflicted by witches. She did this just to be with John Proctor. Everyone in the town soon began accusing each other of being witches just to save their own lives.
That's really messed up. But that's just a story. Couldn't happen in real life. right?
Well, actually, it can and it did. The story is based on the Salem witch trials. Soon enough, everybody was being hanged for being witches.
There he is. Get him. Hey, I'm not a spy. I don't even know the first thing about spying.
Well, yeah? Prove it.
What do you mean? How am I supposed to prove that? That doesn't even make any sense.
Sounds like something a spy would say. Lock him up.
That's our cue to leave.
Huh?
What you just experienced is called a logical fallacy. The man shifted the blame onto you and made you prove that you weren't a spy, rather than provide evidence that you were.
I knew that didn't seem logical.
The same thing happens in the Crucible. Those accused of being witches were guilty until proven innocent.
I am innocent to a witch. I know not what a witch is.
How do you know then that you are not a witch?
If I were, I would know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
So, was there any way that they could be proven innocent?
Not exactly. There was a way that they could avoid death, though. In the Crucible, those accused could sign a document admitting that they had worked with the devil and give the names of the other witches. If they did this, then they'd be set free.
But none of them were actually witches.
Exactly. Many people set aside their beliefs and did it anyway, in order to save their lives. John Proctor refused, though. He allowed himself to be hanged rather than go against his religious beliefs and deface his name. He stood up for what he believed in, which kind of put a damper on Abigail's plans to become his girlfriend.
Ugh. Ow. That hurt.
It's times like these that I wish I could go back in time and change the past.
As you wish! He stood up for what he believed in, which...
Wait a second. We've traveled back in time.
Well, not this time. Oh, well, I guess that goes to show how clumsy I am.
Ah, but it goes a little deeper than that. Let me show you.
So, you're saying that this is gonna make me younger?
Absolutely. One sip will take off 5 years of your age.
Well, there are a lot of times in my life that I wish I could do over. Like that one time I fell off the bar in my kitchen. Say, if you're saying one sip is gonna take off 5 years, why not the whole glass? Ah! Ah!
I think you might have overdone it just a tad.
Ah!
What in the world was that? What did any of that have to do with me tripping?
It was someone who, like you, tried to change the past. In Hawthorne's Dr. Heidegger's experiment, the characters try to do the same thing. They all drink this water from the fountain of youth, hoping to turn young again and not repeat past mistakes. However, when they become young, they still repeat those same mistakes despite having made them in the past. Both you and that man made the same mistakes you had made before, despite knowing that you had previously made them.
But that magic water is nothing like my shoes.
Actually, it is. The water is a form of symbolism. It's something that represents a larger idea than the object itself in the story. In your case, your shoes could be considered symbolic of the same delusion that the water represents here.
I guess
the whole situation is sort of like a lesson.
Bingo! When a story conveys a lesson through an underlying theme throughout, it is known as an allegory. Simple stories like The Tortoise and the Hare are allegorical. However, complex tales like Dr. Heidegger's Experiment can also be allegories.
So the lesson in The Tortoise and the Hare is slow and steady wins the race.
Yes, and the lesson in Dr. Heidegger's Experiment is that one must learn from past mistakes in life and use that to help them later on. After all, you can't undo the past.
I think I'm finally starting to get it.
Well, we still have one more story to see.
Well, I guess that's the end of Season 7. On to Season 8. What, there's no Season 8? Oh, I know what happened. I just didn't finish Season number 7.
The young boy was greatly upset when he finished his show on Netflix. He was in denial that there were no more episodes, and so he pretended he had never finished. The boy rewatched old episodes over and over, desperately clinging to the past. After all, he had a strong dislike towards change.
Well, that explains a lot. I have to say, that has happened to me before.
What you just heard was direct characterization. It's when the text describes a character's traits instead of demonstrating them through actions. It's quite a common literary technique and an effective one too. For example, F. Scott Fitzgerald uses direct characterization in The Great Gatsby to describe Mr. Gatsby. Oftentimes, though, authors use a combination of direct and indirect characterization in their stories. This helps keep them interesting. Fitzgerald describes Gatsby's lavish parties to indirectly show his opulence.
Okay, I get all the characterization stuff, but what does that kid watching Netflix have to do with anything?
Well, he's living in denial, pretending that he hasn't finished his show. In effect, he's living in the past. This is Gatsby's problem too. He can't move on from his obsession with Daisy as long as he or that boy continue to live in the past. They will never be able to move forward with their lives. I mean, do you really think that that kid is going to do anything productive until he moves on?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that one's a negative. But, in a way, this is like that symbolism thing from the other story. I mean, the water, Netflix, and that chick all represent denial.
Exactly. There are many other forms of symbolism in The Great Gatsby as well. The green light at the end of Daisy's dock represents Gatsby's dream. And Gatsby himself is just a representation of the dreamer in all of us. That green light symbolized Daisy for Gatsby, just out of reach. And Gatsby, no matter how delusional, wasn't afraid to dream big. Something that exists in all of us.
Wow, I never knew there was so much hidden meaning in these stupid books. What about that weird billboard with the eyes? Does that even mean anything?
As a matter of fact, it does. Those eyes represented the eyes of God, watching over the immoral actions of the characters in the story.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that billboard always did creep me out a little bit.
Excuse me, mister. What are you doing?
I'm digging a hole.
I could see that, but why are you digging a hole exactly?
I'm gonna grow a problem tree.
A problem tree?
Yes, I'm gonna plant this dollar bill and grow myself a big old problem tree. Money is the root of all problems, after all.
Yeah, so clearly this is the writer's convoluted attempt to show the theme of money in The Great Gatsby. Basically, Daisy doesn't stay with Gatsby initially because he isn't very wealthy. That's why she ends up with Tom, creating the central conflict of the story.
Huh? It makes perfect sense. What just happened there?
Maybe from your point of view, but that's because you wrote it. You're gonna have a bias.
That's ridiculous. What is going on?
No, it's just like the narrative style of The Great Gatsby. Nick is the one telling the story from memory, so there's bound to be some times where he remembers events slightly different than they actually happened. This interesting plot device helps to present the story in a unique and engaging way.
Whatever, man.
Greg, who are you talking to in there?
No one, Mom. Now leave me alone. I'm creating art here.
What is going on?
The writer of the script is clearly running out of inspiration.
Ugh. What just happened? Oh yeah, I forgot about this stupid thing. Let's see. List 2 examples of themes shown throughout The Great Gatsby. Well, there's Gatsby's inability to move on from the past, which causes him to stay stuck in the past. Also, his failed relationship with Daisy is caused by his lack of wealth, sparking his obsession. Daisy also ends up with Tom because of his inherited wealth, demonstrating that money is the source of all problems. It doesn't help that Gatsby got most of his money through bootlegging either. Wait a second. I knew the answer to that! What next? Oh, what literary techniques does the author use throughout the story? Well, he uses symbolism, using the green light, the billboard, and Gatsby himself to represent broader concepts, like hope, God, and the dreamer in all of us. Whoa. Alright, what about the third question? Compare and contrast this style of writing with other authors you have read. Well, Fitzgerald's theme of being stuck in the past is also shown in Hawthorne's Dr. Heidegger's Experiment. Fitzgerald also uses a lot of indirect characterization, like Miller does in The Crucible. Wow! This worksheet's gonna be a piece of cake! That daydream really helped me out. That narrator guy was pretty cool too.